Welcome to ZKast, everyone. I'm ZKast from ZK Research, and I'm here with Alan Ranger from Cognigy, VP of Marketing at Cognigy. Alan, how you doing?
Really good. Great to see you here,
Yeah.
Zeus.
We're going to be talking about some contact center trends. Before we do that, though, just for those who aren't familiar with Cognigy, can you tell me what Cognigy does and what your role there is?
Yeah, sure. So Cognigy is a German conversational AI company. We've been around for about 8 years, and what we do is we make the AI agents that live in the contact center alongside the human agents, taking on those tasks that the human agents should never be doing, and then switching roles and becoming AI co-pilots in the background.
Yeah, well, if you're a German company, I know the engineering is going to be great. So,
certainly is.
Yeah, that's always the case. Now, we're in June. This is a big event, or a big month for events, especially in the contact center space.
Yep.
Last week, the Customer Contact Week, CCW, was in Las Vegas.
Yep.
I understand you were there. I was there. Just any thoughts from that show? What did you think of it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it was very different from last year. I mean, obviously this time last year, there was so much hype about ChatGPT and what it was going to do to the contact center world. And we spent all of last year educating people. This year, we've had some really solid conversations. People are coming to us with use cases and saying, this is my issue. I don't have enough human agents. What can you do to solve it using AI? And we're actually having meaningful conversations and taking things forward. So, yeah, I think that the hype is dying down and people are now actually looking to see how they can get some value out of the AI.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that too, that they don't have enough agents. They need the help with the AI-based tools, because when I talk to investors, especially, it's funny, they think AI is going to kill the contact center because it's going to remove all the jobs.
Yeah.
But from my conversation with contact center managers, it certainly seems more complementary than competitive.
Yeah, no, the reality is we don't have a single customer that's laid off any agents as a result of using AI. Everybody's so far behind. I mean, post-pandemic, you can't get good human agents for love or money. Nobody wants to go back to the contact center. And of course, the expectations are massively high because people now say, well, I can chat to ChatGPT on my computer. Why am I still talking to your IVR? Why can't you give me the sort of customer service that ChatGPT
That's a good point.
So the expectations are so high, but there's not enough humans to be able to actually solve it. So yeah, the natural choice is to automate both on the assistance of the agents.
And so certainly AI was a big theme at CCW. And one of the things that in all my conversations with customers, everyone's interested in AI. Most customers are having trouble figuring out how to bring it into the contact center, or where to start. I mean, frankly, the scope of what you could do is huge.
Oh, it's huge, yes.
And what are you seeing as the starting point for AI in the contact center?
Usually it's the relatively simple high-volume use case. So, I mean, a great example is Allianz, the global insurer. They're one of our customers. And pretty much all of their calls are answered by their bot, Ali. And Ali does the identification, the verification of the caller, understands the intent, and then goes off and gets some background information and does a warm handover to the human agent. And that saves about 25% of every call. And for the
25%,
it's a fantastic saving when you consider the millions of calls that they have.
Yeah.
And also, it's great for the consumer because obviously it becomes an instant, frictionless path to actually get their issue resolved.
Yeah. Well, people don't like friction.
Not at all. No.
Yeah. Now, staying on the AI theme, I understand last week at CCW you had some AI news of your own.
We did, yes.
Yeah, so if you wouldn't mind recapping that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and it goes down to friction. I mean, so what we did was that we announced that we're sort of working on the use cases for sales and marketing, and we're working with our first customers to take those live. In customer service, which of course is still not done, but you will put up with a certain amount of friction if you need something. So if your broadband at home is broken and you've got a call with your boss in an hour, you will go through anything to get that broadband fixed. You'll sit on the IVR, you'll go on hold, you'll get identified 3 or 4 times, as long as you get it fixed. In a sales and marketing situation, you just wouldn't continue.
You just hang up.
No, that's it. Your mobile provider called you and said, hey, your cellular contract's up, and you had this outbound one, and you had to go through that friction. You'd just hang up, you wouldn't go ahead with it. So the quality of the interactions now that are powered by the AI agents are so good, I really do believe that we're going to start seeing some significant sales and marketing use cases coming out of this.
Yeah, so the fact that you're targeted actually to sales and marketing is interesting in itself, because when people think of this industry in contact center, we think historically of the agent.
Yeah.
And one of the arguments I've been making about the healthiness of this industry today is the fact that you're actually selling to a much broader scope of users, right? It's not just agents anymore.
That's it. And also, I mean, it's the perfect storm for marketers. I mean, if you're, a marketer in a fast-moving consumer goods company like a shampoo manufacturer, all of a sudden you can have a direct relationship with the user of your shampoo. I mean, it could be that they're watching something on Instagram and they click on it and have an Instagram Messenger conversation with you. Or it could be that they just scan the QR code on the bottle of the shampoo and ask a question. And once you've got that relationship in messaging backwards and forwards, it's persistent forever. So it's a great way. And as a marketer, I'm really excited about the future of that.
Yeah. And actually, one of the things I've been thinking about, and I want to run this by you, is coming out of Enterprise Connect. In fact, I was thinking more and more that I'm not going to say CCAS is dead, but certainly the concept of what legacy CCAS is dead, where it's a platform built just for traditional agents, and the whole industry is moving more towards CX platforms, in which you are addressing not just sales and marketing, but inside sales, customer success. I even talked to one company that their field service. And would you agree with that premise that this industry needs to think about evolving from that traditional CCAS to a CX platform?
It has to be. It has to be holistic. I mean, also the traditional CCAS was just about routing calls to humans and making sure that the right human with the right skill is routed. Of course, when you've got AI agents in there as well, you've got to manage and orchestrate them. And then, of course, it now goes across the whole industry, the whole business. So, every single element. I mean, we can see a future where there will be AI agents working across the whole enterprise, not just in the contact center.
Well, that's because there's so many customer-facing people.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? And my argument's always been that if you have a CRM seat, you should have a contact center seat as well.
And also there will be employee-facing stuff. I mean, just what you can do with knowledge bases now with AI, being able to make them conversational and provide all of the information that's up to date, ready to all of your employees. That's going to be huge as well.
All right. Now, staying on the news theme, I understand some late breaking news here. You've just announced that you closed another round of funding.
That's right. Yes.
And some details on that.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone loves funding.
Oh, we do. And it's a really significant moment in the company's history because it's a significant amount of money that we've raised in our Series C, and it's all because we're already delivering huge value to some of the largest enterprises in the world. So there's hundreds of millions of conversations going through our platform. People like Lufthansa, they're relying on us. So if you're in the airline business, there will always be unexpected peak events. There'll be a snowstorm in Munich, the airport will be shut, and all of a sudden your call volumes will just go up through the roof. And when this has happened before, we've seen the AI agent taking 10,000 concurrent calls and resolving, rebooking flights without humans having to get involved at all. So, it's really on the back of that we've achieved the funding, and it's just going to help us scale up and really meet the potential. The growth of the platform has just been explosive. It's been great.
Yeah, I do, and I find your timing of the funding interesting because it is, again, counter to what I'm seeing from some of my financial analyst peers, where a lot of them, again, really think this whole industry is going to go through a deflation. And I've been trying to argue the opposite, but I think the fact that you did get a significant round of funding actually speaks the opposite.
That's it, and it is because the genuine use cases are delivering value. It's not just an experiment. It's not just hype. It's reality that it's here, and everybody's accepting that the AI workforce is going to be part of the future.
And and you mentioned Lufthansa and Allianz. Any other customers you care to mention? Because I love customer use case and I love to hear how they're using this technology. So is there a really compelling customer that you've got that you just want to get that use case?
We've got so many doing such fantastic things. So
it's a lot of blocking and tackling.
So you've got customers, as I say, like Lufthansa, rebooking tens of thousands of flights without humans having to get in.
Well, that in itself is pretty fantastic.
Equally with Lufthansa, when the lights go out in Germany, the contact center shifts to the Philippines, and so you have English-speaking agents communicating with German-speaking customers using real-time translation. That's pretty exciting as well.
That is exciting,
and then some of the new sort of retail use cases that we've seen from some of our sort of other customers in Germany, they're really very exciting.
Just one last question, Alan. So putting your visionary hat in, give me a couple of predictions. What do you think this industry is going to look like in 3-5 years?
Well, 3 to 5 years. I think within 3 years, we're going to see it being an AI-first industry. So consumers are going to expect to speak to an AI rather than a human agent to try and get their issue resolved without having to talk to somebody. They will also expect the humans that they talk to be really knowledgeable, because you will only be passing the calls to when the AI can't fix it. So I think we'll see a much higher skill level of the human agents. We'll also see a lot of background help from AI to make sure that those human agents are provided with all of the information at their fingertips without having to switch tabs, go and find out information, put people on hold. 5 years, goodness knows, yes. I think the
end of IVR, maybe? We hope.
It will be the end of the traditional IVR, but we will have conversational IVRs that understand any intent, can do anything. And I think, it will be right the way across the enterprise.
One of the points you bring about being AI first, what I find interesting about that is a lot of people today, there's no way that'll ever happen. But then I think back to the early days of ATMs. Where people say, no one's ever going to put a card on a wall and take cash out. They're going to go in the bank. And now if your bank didn't have ATMs, there's no way you'd bank there.
That's it.
I remember even with the early days of online restaurant reservations, talking to my former boss at Yankee Group, and she said, why would anybody book a reservation online?
Yeah.
It's much better to call the restaurant.
Yeah.
And now again, if you don't have that capability, you're probably not going to eat there. And so I think we're going to get to a point where if you call and you get a human first, you're going to go, I don't want a human first. I'd rather
be fantastic if people were shouting, bot, bot.
yeah, that would be kind of funny. So, all right. So that's that's an interesting prediction. When are we going to shout bot? So we'll keep an eye out for that. So anything else you want to add, Alan?
No, it's a fantastic time to be in the industry. I've been around a long time, and I'm certainly having a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah.
And it really is now delivering the value that we all hoped it would.
Yeah, I personally think it's maybe the most exciting time we've ever had in this industry.
Yeah.
I think cloud created an interesting wave of interest as we moved things to a different operating model, but we didn't really change the way contact centers function.
No.
I think this is the first time in history we actually have the opportunity to take a huge leap forward in customer experience.
Oh, and it's got to be all about customer experience. It really has, because you just need to create that frictionless, seamless experience, and they will choose to do it. I mean, going back to your ATM example, when they first came out, people had to stand by them showing customers how to use them.
Yeah.
And if that's the experience you're going to give with self-service and automation with AI, then it's never going to take off.
I would agree with that. So, all right, Alan, well, thanks for your time.
Thank you. Great to see you.
So, I'm sure I'll see you at another show soon.
Yep, that'd be great. Yeah, we'll be there.
Okay, so on behalf of Alan Ranger, VP of Marketing at Cognigy, I'm Zias Caraval from ZK Richardson. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on my next episode of ZKast.